morning. Welcome back to Up and Smoke Firewood. Today we are going to be making some of the long-awaited improvements to my boiler. So I'm sort of running out of time. This is the day before Thanksgiving, probably about 10 days later when you guys see this, but it's going to be down to like 12 degrees. I'm getting ready for a Kentucky build trip. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I got to pack things up, get ready for that trip, and I'm out of here. So I want to get this thing lit. It's going to be down to maybe even single digits at night while I'm gone, and I don't want to leave just the pump circulating. I'm afraid the water will freeze. Some of the improvements, what we're going to do today, will be inside the boiler. So I want to get that done so I can light the fire. Everything else will be outside, and it won't matter if the boiler's hot. So we're going to go ahead and do the inside improvements today and get the boiler lit so I can run all the shop heat and everything, keep the boiler warm while I'm gone. This is a Heatmaster C500, and it's a great boiler, but since I've got it, I always wondered why on this unit the fans in the back blow underneath the rocker grates and they come up through the fire, and that's what gives it air to make the fire roar up and heat up your water. Otherwise it just stays and smolders. They have to blow under the grates and through the coal bed. A lot of guys say they like to let their coal bed fill up like this, 2 feet deep. They don't change it, they don't clean it out. That way that, you know, maintains a lot of heat in your boiler. And even when it's not calling for heat or at night when the fire dies down, there's still a lot of heat in that coal bed. My problem is when it gets very deep, the fans can't blow through it. So we're gonna make an improvement first before we light the boiler that should solve that. And I'm getting advice from somebody smarter than me that has a lot more experience with these boilers. I didn't make this up. What we're gonna do is put a grate on top of our grate that'll kind of bridge your coal bed up in the air with some room for air to still come through it, but it'll keep it to where the rockers just have what falls through that other grate, a little bit of coal to clean out through your ash pan here, but for the most part it'll keep those things from having a big deep coal bed on top of the rockers. Will definitely make them work a lot better. Let's get working on it, and when it's done I'll put it in here and show you guys. It'll make a little more sense, and then we'll get this thing lit. Oh, come on, girl. Oh. Hey, she's full. Can't do this without gloves when it's hot. All right, so the guidance I got was to make this out of 4140 3/8. When I went to my welder, he says, well, I got to scrap a 1/2 inch and it's regular mild steel, I guess. I can't see a world where even at, 1500 degrees under the coal bed, this won't hold up to the heat. I don't see it bending back down. If it does, well, I'll let you know. Anyways, this thing's a little crude, but these guys cut me this plate. They put about a 15-degree bend on it, and I'm hoping that this will bridge over the top of the grates in my boiler. Get this forklift out of the way. Not sure what they cut this with. It's like somebody gnawed it off. But they at least ground the underside here. They knew to do that. They really didn't know what they were making, but that'll be nice. It's not the sharp stuff sitting on the boiler, and I think under a 12 to 24 inch coal bed, it's not really gonna matter. So I probably should have had them do this, but I did not. But what we're gonna do is essentially make a snorkel on top of here. So when that air from the fans blows underneath here, these side channels and these holes will let some air up through into the bottom of the coal bed. This will let some of it kind of fall through. We'll get it out with the shakers in the ash drawer. But this, we're gonna make a snorkel, weld it on there, and some of the air will travel up through here and come out on top of the fire. That's the plan anyway. So now I should have had them just do all of this, but I had in my head I would do some of it myself, if not all of it, and just wanted them to bend this. I bought a new plasma cutter and it didn't come, and then this wound up, they said they'd do it while I waited, and it took them like 3 or 4 days. So it is what it is, but I don't think this will take too long. It's just a little thicker. I gotta get a board or something. I got it! Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that sucks. And if I have to get that thing out, I'm definitely gonna have to cut it in half. So the rockers work. It doesn't sit super flat. If you were gonna try something like this at home, I would definitely be sure to get in there and scrape that thing clean, because it does have a little buildup on the bottom. I didn't think it had that much, but when I got in there chipping around, it does. I would go with the 3/16 so you can actually pick the thing up and maneuver it. And I would cut it at least 2 inches shorter than the depth of the firebox. I cut mine an inch shorter, and there's enough buildup in there that it barely fits. And with that snorkel sticking up and you got to do this, the snorkel hits the back before it drops down. I don't think it would hurt. You got 2-inch slots down both sides. If you made it 4 inches shorter than your firebox, that would be fine. It would make it a heck of a lot easier to get in and out. I'm literally gonna have to cut that thing out of there if I got to get it out, and that sucks because if you cut the wrong thing, it's a big problem. Anyways, I'm gonna go grab some lunch and we'll come back and get this boiler lit. All right, well, let's build a little fire. Yeah, put a little fat wood in there. Doesn't take much, especially once the fans are going. I've got the pumps turned on already. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but that's what that is. Circulating the water. We'll get this lit, warm it up a little, and then we'll turn the circulation on in the house and the shop. Fat wood and the cedar smells way better than all the ash. All right, we're gonna let that percolate for a while. Add some wood to the fire. We'll come back and look at it again later. Got a bunch of these totes of job scraps and stuff. I just kind of burn them up first when it's not super frigid out, so I'm not asking for a ton of heat yet. So for now, this stuff will burn fast and hot, really. Get this fire cooking, because that's about out already. Definitely blows differently. I don't think it's as strong, but I got a solution for that coming soon. Smokey, welcome back to boiler season. That's another thing I'm hoping to work on. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Yeah, she looks good in there. What's the temp? 137, not all the way up, but I'm not a big fan of turning on my, let me shut this. It looks plenty hot for now. Raging inferno. I don't like to turn the pumps on for the house loop and the shop loop until the water's up to temp. And I'm always like, I gotta get the boiler lit, you know, this thing. You literally light a fire in there, turn the fan switch and the pump switch on. That's it, and it's going. So it's up to 137, which is hotter than the floor temp, so I have no problem. I'm gonna go in and turn the valves on in the house and the shop, because if this water's 44 degrees and the water in the floor is 120, as that floor water circulates, it's gonna be trying to warm the boiler rather than the other way around, and then I think you're just wasting wood and you're wasting gas in there because it'll be the gas heat warming up the boiler. Anyways, I digress. So thanks for watching, guys. I think this will go well. I don't think that this grate in there will do much for burn time or wood consumption or anything until there is a coal bed on there. Once that coal bed's there, it will definitely hold a lot of heat without a lot of wood in there. Whereas now, or prior to having the grate in there, I would have to scoop the coal bed out into this can and get rid of it just so the fans could blow through. So I don't know that we'll see much improvement until we get that coal bed later on, but kind of excited for it. We're lit, we're hot. I'm gonna go turn the heat on in the garage for my wife. So the garage is warm. Here we go. The Firewood Olympics has begun. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Once again, at the end of the video, I'm blabbing my mouth, but we're gonna check in on this. I've got a few more things to add to it at the end. Hope you'll come along with and see what we could do for this boiler to improve its efficiency. Thanks for watching. So check this out. Did a video on this light here because it just came on. This street light is like, it goes down to almost nothing and then it like levels up from its motion sensor when I walk in front of it to feed the boiler. Comes on. That's pretty awesome. I was actually going to take it apart and take it to Kentucky, and then, you know, this happened. It's like it's actually quite handy. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to throw some overnighters in here. Try not to cause an avalanche. Yeah. Oh, come on, there. Oh, it's melted beard season.